Good morning, everyone. This is the interview report of Ease of Doing Business. For research outline, we have the introduction, methodology, results and discussions, conclusion, and last is the recommendations. For the introduction, this study aims to investigate the ease of doing business in Bungabong, with a particular focus on the implementation of Republic Act 11032, also known as the Ease of Doing Business and Efficient Government Service Delivery Act of 2018. The study seeks to understand the real-world implications of this act on local businesses by engaging directly with business owners who have first-hand experience navigating the regulatory landscape under this law. The respondents of this study are business owners who have already registered their businesses and are residents of Bungabong. They were selected because of their direct experience with the processes and regulations that the Act seeks to streamline, making them uniquely positioned to provide valuable insights into the law's effectiveness. The data for this study was collected through face-to-face interviews with the 5 respondents. The interviews were designed to delve deeply into the respondents' experiences and opinions on doing business, particularly in the context of the implementation of Republic Act 11032. The respondents were asked to share their experiences from starting up their business, specifically of the interactions with government agencies and the processes they had to go through. By focusing on the experiences of business owners in Bungabong, this study aims to provide a localized understanding of the ease of doing business and the impact of Republic Act 11032. The insights gathered from this study are expected to shed light on the practical implications of the law, highlighting areas of success and identifying potential areas for improvement.
The methodology. This study employs a qualitative approach, conducting face-to-face interviews with 5 business owners in Bungabong to gather insight on the ease of doing business and the impact of Republic Act 11032. The data collected will be analyzed to identify key depths and provide recommendations for enhancing the business environment in Bungabong. Number 1. Sample selection with demographic. The researchers select 5 business owners in Bungabong considering demographic factors such as age, gender, occupation, and type of business ownership to ensure a diverse representation of participants. To data collection, the researchers conduct a face-to-face interview with selected business owners, gathering demographic information along with their experience and opinions on doing business in Bungabong and the impact of Republic Act 11032. Number 3. Data analysis with demographics. The researchers analyze the interview responses while considering demographic variables to identify any patterns or differences in responses based on demographic characteristics. This analysis will provide insight into how demographic factors may influence perception of the ease of doing business. Number 4. Ethical consideration. The researchers obtained consent from participants ensure confidentiality of demographic information to conduct the research ethically, respecting the privacy and rights of the respondents. Number 5. Conclusion. The researchers will summarize the findings from the interviews and present recommendations for improving the ease of doing business in Bungabong, considering the diverse characteristics of the business owners interviewed.
And now let's talk about the results and discussions of the research. In this figure, it shows that 4 out of 5 respondents are operating a business, which is a sole proprietorship, and 1 of 5 respondents operates a business that is a corporation. Based on this figure, the researchers decide to interview the respondents with a business that have different industry so they can easily understand and know if there is a difference when it comes to registering business, but almost of their experience are just the same. Based on the figure, the researchers find out that 4 out of 5 respondents with a different business industry are some likely a new or starting business with an average of 2 to 3 years of operating, and 1 out of 5 respondents started their business for a decade. In this figure, the researchers find out that 3 out of 5 respondents have their number of employees with the average of 1 to 25 number of employees, and 2 out of 5 respondents don't have any employees, with the reasons of they can handle it already and they don't have an appropriate amount of salary to give because they're just a small business, and some are afraid to get employees because of trust issues. Based on this figure, 3 out of 5 respondents have an easy view in processing their business registration in the government. 1 out of 5 respondents answered neutral, wherein the process will be that easy if you have the right requirements needed and not if you don't have them in your hands while on the process. And 1 out of 5 respondents experienced difficulties in the process because they are under a corporation. But apparently, the owner of the business don't do the process because the law do it for them. But of course, registering a corporation is not just easy unlike to others. Based on the figure, 2 out of 5 respondents experienced delays in processing their business registration because of the lack of requirements, and sometimes the delays are happen inside the office, and specifically because registering the business are kind of difficult compared to others. And 3 out of 5 respondents does not experience any delays while processing their business registration. In this figure, 4 out of 5 respondents have said that government agencies are transparent in terms of requirement and fees, and 1 out of 5 respondents have said that is neutral for them. Based on the figure, the researchers find out that all of the respondents don't have any instances of encountering corruption or red tape during the process of their business registration. Based on this figure, 4 out of 5 respondents are satisfied with the current business registration and business permitting process, and 1 out of 5 respondents have said that it's neutral for them. Based on the figure, 3 out of 5 respondents have availed any government services related to their business. Some of them received licenses, clearance, and other certificates from the government, and 2 out of 5 respondents have said that they don't avail any services from the government. Based on the figure, 1 out of 5 respondents have said that the processing time in this kind of services is very efficient. 3 out of 5 respondents have answered efficient, and 1 out of 5 respondents have said that it's neutral for them. In this figure, 4 out of 5 respondents have said that the government agency are courtesy and professional when dealing with inquiries and requests from customers. And 1 out of 5 respondents have said neutral because in the previous data, the sari-sari store operates for almost 10 years. And inside those years, government are working on the steps on how business registering can be easier. And the researchers also found out that there are many requirements needed when filing for business registration. That's why agencies are not that courtesy in that time. Based on the figure, 3 out of 5 respondents have Interact Citizens Charter in the government agencies. This charter have been a help to those business owners that registering their business because it gives them information and knowledge on what are the responsibilities and rights that the receiver and giver of the service might have. And of course, it gives understanding and explaining on how the customers can get in the services. And 2 out of 5 respondents didn't interact citizens charter in the agencies. In this figure, all of the respondents were satisfied with the current government service delivery to the business.
Result in discussions. EODB Act made easier to start a business. So the respondents were agree on how easy of doing business act made their planning easier in starting or operating business. Next naman po is EODB Act reduced time and cost of compliance with government regulation. So the respondents of business owners are satisfied with the new way of business registration processing that consume for 2 to 3 days unlike on the past years. Next po, all the respondents have their different opinions and suggestions on how to improve the ease of doing business in different area. There are different suggestions that the researchers learned from them. Firstly, the easiest way of business registering process in the current situation in the government agencies. By this, the business will have an easier access in the market. Second, in operating a business, the individual should be hands-on. Third, in starting a business, the individual should have plans from the start so that when the possible problems might happen, solutions are prepared. And the last, the researchers might say that this suggestion is kind of common but different perspective. This is the primary needs on making an ease in doing a business and the preparing for the capital for starting the business. The respondents give opinion on what is the advantage and disadvantage of where the possible start capital should come from. Because as the researcher continue asking, founding the reason behind might not a problem for anyone but for the business owner it is important for them to prepare the capital come from their own and not from possible expenses in the future.
So let's move to the conclusion and the recommendation. So for the conclusion, based on the interviews conducted with a sole proprietor and the corporation, as well as other business owners who have been operating for nearly 3 years, it is evident that the respondents are generally satisfied with the process of registering their business. They have expressed satisfaction with the efficiency, cost effectiveness, and overall experience of the registration process. This indicates a positive perception among business owners in the Bungabong regarding the ease of starting and operating business in a region. So for recommendation, first is the maintain efficient registration processes. So they should really maintain and improve the registration process so that the things that we have to be done in registering a business can be quickly and easily. Through this, there will be many interesting people who will register because they will not have to wait for a long time. So the next is the enhanced awareness. For the enhanced awareness, the awareness of everyone who registered a business should improve so they know what to do and not to do when start their business. Next is the continued monitoring and improvement. For the continued monitoring improvement, so it is really necessary and continuously monitor everything that is done in a business to improve all procedures and be legal in all cases. So the next one is the promote transparency. For the promote transparency must be developed in the registration of a business to avoid misunderstanding among those registering with the government. It is better to be transparent with each other and not have anyone else to consent. And last is to support for business growth. Right now, we need to really support a business so that it will grow our economy, and this is also something we need to recommend to promote or really grow business so that many people can be helped and they will be have a job when a business continuously to grow. So that's all. Thank you.